Welcome back to another Warframe video. In this video, we'll be going into the editing and figure out what is so special about Excalibur's Exalted Dash, or the build that I made for him that made him so OP to begin with. We're going to be cutting down in slow motion different clips and why his build works the way it works. But real quick, we're going to show you what the build actually looks like without being slowed down, and why people think it's just a really good build, but no strings attached or anything. You saw a lot of criticals in there, but what you didn't see were the special effects that Excalibur had. But you're not going to see as much damage as if you were to use a regular sword. Let's look. The yellow numbers don't show up, and the damage doesn't do the deeps. But once we turn on Exalted Blade, why does Excal have this amazing build? What goes for it? And why is it so good? Like I said, in this video we'll be figuring out on why his build works the way it is, and why you need Exalted Blade to actually use it. Let's get into it. So you see here that we have a bunch of enemies and we're about to roll into them, but the slow motion is about to start very soon. So as you see, I slash dash into the enemies and do a lot of critical damage, but there are still some basic numbers of 225. What I think happens here is every time you hit something with the Exalted Blade, it counts as a stealth critical proc, which is why you get a lot of Berserker procs and all that. But if you also take a look at when he impacts an enemy, an Exalted Blade projectile comes out the way he's looking, as you see there, and everywhere, which is why he is able to hit multiple enemies in one hit of an Exalted Blade, and which is why he's able to do so much damage within a one slash dash hit. And since his combo counter hits up multiple times every time he impacts an enemy, and an Exalted Blade projectile comes out when he impacts an enemy, as soon as you hit the enemy, the combo multiplier will go up and you will do the damage. That Exalted Blade projectile will also come out and carry the same amount of damage that your slash dash did to impact the first enemy. So you have the second, which is the Exalted Blade projectile coming out, carrying out the rest of the damage into the enemies in front of him, or the way the Excal is looking, or the way the blade impacted, which is why it's so special to synergize those two abilities together. We'll be doing a second test, and this time I'll be showing arrows to prove to you furthermore that the projectiles are in fact there. So we're here, about to get CC'd, don't have much health left, but we still have the blind proc on them, which allows us to slash dash and into a giant group of enemies. Bam. Now the reason you can't see the projectile is because he's traveling from one enemy to another, and this is all in one slash dash. But as you see, there's a giant group of enemies, and this is going to be slowed down even more so. It's going to impact the enemy to his left, even though I'm looking to the straight. But as you see, you can see the projectiles coming out every time it impacts an enemy. You can see one on the right going out. You can see one on the left going into the pillar right there. And you can also, you can't see one anymore because I'm going to start using the blade on him. Or no, maybe a second slash dash? Yes. So there you go. There's a second, or there's a projectile going out right there. And that is the secret to how he is so powerful in the slash dash form. Because that projectile carries out, and it's quite amazing how much damage he can deliver in one slash dash, and how amazing he can perform, and how secret he is. And I don't actually, it's not even the enemy getting impacted, it's once he starts slashing is when the projectile comes out. So if you're close enough to an enemy, yeah, he'll do it. He'll do the damage. And then the projectile will carry out. And this is with the combo 2.5 times damage. It's about to disappear anytime soon, but I should be able to get these slash procs on him by the time. And they're doing 2.5 times the damage, so the slash procs instantly melt him. And that's it for the slow motion part of the video. Here's what it looks like all sped up and nice. This is the fastest run I have. And the reason I didn't put this in slow motion is I wanted to show you how much it can clear out an entire group of enemies with only one slash dash and a couple exalted blades in there. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Yeah. See you in the next video.